Yo, welcome to the fucking show. Audibly fat in this bitch. Not in a good fucking mood. I am pissed the fuck off. I fucking can't stand cooks. I can't stand chefs or wannabe chefs. There's very few chefs in the world. Let's just get that out of the way. There's less than 50 on the planet. The rest of them are all fucking bullshit, and we all know it. Yeah, I can't fucking stand them, dude. I can't stand cooks. I can't stand restaurant people. It's just, I was in that business for a long time, and I ran the fuck away. And I know it was for a lot of reasons. It was to see my wife, to have a life, to not be a fucking loser, which is what you are when you work at a restaurant. You're a fucking loser. You feel it. Everyone there feels it. If you're working at a restaurant, some of you might have took that as an insult, but a lot of you took that and went, yep. Because, yeah, you feel it. That's why you hate your job. That's why you want to quit. That's why you think about everything else. That's why you know what I mean? But you're trapped. It's a fucking trap. Restaurants are a fucking trap. And it's a trap for losers. It'll turn you into a fucking loser. You stay long enough, you'll never recover. You stay long enough, it'll rub off on you, and you'll never fucking recover. You'll be a fucking bum. Even if you work and shit out a kid and quietly have a drug habit, you're still a bum. Inherit a house, you're just a fucking bum. Like my last chef, I give a shit if he listens to this. His mother-in-law died. We were all working together. His wife worked with us. We all worked together. And his mother-in-law passed away. And within, I'm going to be nice and say 3 days. But honestly, it was legitimately the next day. Like either that night that I found, the night of the morning I found out, or the next day. He comes up to me and he goes, "Fucking homeowner, bro." Because he knew, like, she had just bought a house, and he knew they were going to move into it. And it's just, that just tells you, and he's probably one of, if not the best cook I've ever met in my life. Hey, Benji, what are you looking for? More anti-American propaganda? This fucking cocksucking dog. That's why you haven't been on the show. You're no longer the co-host. You can't be the co-host anymore. You've been kicked out. Your sister's coming in. That street dog that she is. He fucking ate one of my books. And when I got mad at him, he told me it was anti-American and I'm a fucking communist pig. And then he pissed on my foot. So yeah, I'm not happy with you, because now he's over here looking for more books. He did it to my wife's grandfather's fucking dictionary. He was a teacher. He's over 100 years old. He had some beef with that. Who knows? Anyways, fucking cooks, dude. Restaurant people, don't work in restaurants. Do not work in restaurants. If you're listening to this and you're any age, I don't care if unless you're like where I was, or unless you're literally considering killing yourself or going to the military, I wouldn't go to a restaurant. If your options are jail, Army, not the Marines. We all know come on. You're not going to the Air Force. You're not going to the Navy. So, if your options in this life are Army, prison, or blowing your head off, yeah, go work in a restaurant. You can change your life, without a doubt. You can get a skill. You can become a craftsman. It's a craft. You can work your way up. If you could fucking show up. If you show up in any restaurant in this country, other than maybe the 1% of the 1%, because there's a lot of fucking restaurants in this country, let me tell you. Unless you're in the 1%, I'm talking French Laundry. Unless you're in the 1% of the 1% of restaurants in this country, they have massive fucking turnover. So if you can put 12 months, 1 year in any restaurant in America, for the most part, you already have a resume. You're established. You, at least in that community in which you're in which that restaurant sits, you can move around now. Shit, some communities fucking 90 days or 6 months, but legitimately, you put a year in a restaurant, busting your ass, you can move to any restaurant you want in that region, and probably more depending on the restaurant which you were at and your skill level. But that's how fickle it is. That's how full of fucking dipshits and losers and fucking assholes it is. When you see people, when you go to get gas and you see that guy with his girlfriend and she's got the tank top and no bra and a lip ring, and she dyed her hair like about 9 months ago for a concert and hasn't done anything to it since, probably hasn't showered in a week. She's got that one brown tooth next to the 2 front teeth. When you see her come in, and then you see her boyfriend, and he's got a lip ring, and then he's in all black, but he's got his hat kind of sideways, and he's got the almost Jinko-like jeans, like baggy jeans, maybe probably tank top, if not a tank top, then like a shirt with like an anime face, like a girl with like fox ears, and like some sort of Japanese quote, and like, oh, something that invokes that noise. Oh, or a band, or a shitty band, or like his shirt probably has her shirt's either olive green, gray, or black, and it's a tank top, and it's definitely not been washed in a few days, and you can definitely tell her left titty's bigger than her right titty, because that bra is out and those tits are swanging, and they're not nice. They're sloppy little piggies. So when you see that couple, and then the other shirt he could be wearing is probably like a Targaryen, the Targaryen symbol, from Game of Thrones, the 3-headed dragon, red and black. He could have that on. Yeah, they're grabbing Slurpees, fucking sweet tarts, Funyuns, Sun Chips, fucking Arizona iced teas, or probably Peace teas, a couple Monster Energies because they're going to D&D tonight. When you see them and you wonder, Jesus Christ, is she holding a child? And you realize, yes, she is. And now he's debating whether he should get those old pizza rolls or those shitty mini little fake tacos, or he wants to know if they're going to pop out a fresh pie and he can get a fresh pie. And you're wondering, what do they do that they can, come here and afford this, if not EBT? Shoot, it definitely is. It definitely the fuck is. But you still, she's holding a kid. And she's got tits, but that kid ain't gonna suck on those forever. So it's like, how are they swinging this other than family? You look at the car, and it's full of shit. The mound of shit in the back seat, you could see from the line in 7-Eleven where you're standing. You got, you're standing there holding your shit. You got your sunflower seeds, whatever guilty pleasure candy you're into. Your white Reese's. You're standing there with your 2 for $3 Gatorade, your 2 for $3 33 Gatorades, because you want something sweet and sugary, but you don't want to feel like a complete piece of shit and just break down and get a brisk iced tea. So you got the Gatorade, because you used to play sports. So, but when you're standing there and you're looking at their car, you're looking at her, you're looking at the kid in her right arm, and then the chips and all the shit in her left arm, and the fucking Nerds ropes and whatever the fuck else they got. And then you look at the car, and you can see the mound of shit in the back seat is so high, it's above the headrests of the passenger seat. Not the driver's seat. He's smart enough to move the pile to that side so he could see out and the cop can't, give him too much shit. So you're like, they're swinging this alone, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. They work in a restaurant, dude. They cook your shit. You go to this restaurant and you take your girlfriend out for, your we met each other a year ago anniversary, not a real anniversary. You're not a man, you haven't married her, but like this is your first passed a note to you in 10th grade because I'm a loser and haven't left my hometown, and I'm fucking somebody that used to finger fuck me sophomore year now that I'm 29. When you're doing that, What was I saying? I just spaced out. I really don't even know. Yeah, you're taking your girl out. When you're taking that bitch out, you know, on because you guys are on around she's got a kid. You don't. So you're taking her out for your, you know, we finally, you know, fucked each other again as a, you know, adults on this side of 25 anniversary. And you're dropping, you know, $145 for shitty calamari with fucking chili oil and fucking marinara with a fucking pound of fucking brown sugar in it and a terrible boxed tiramisu that's just fucking god awful and like a soggy, like if somebody could, you know, put a sponge and dissolve a sponge and then just soak it. If you had a strong enough coffee that could dissolve a sponge, and then you just coated it with some garbage Italian cream, you know, faux bullshit. It's the worst tiramisu you've ever had in your life, and you spend $150 and it's god awful, and you already have heartburn at the table, and you got marinara butt, and you could feel it. There's like hot oil seeping out of your ass, even though you know you haven't farted, but it's just wet. Your ass is wet, and it's cold in the restaurant, so you're like, what? You have marinara. It's called marinara booty. So when you're sitting there and you're about to crack $200 bills on the fucking table because you want to look good in front of this girl and be like, I tip, and you know you've been guilted into paying this restaurateur's employee's salary. That couple made your food. That couple that you saw earlier that day when you were getting gas on your way home from work at 7-Eleven, and you know you went in to buy your can of dip that your girlfriend doesn't know you dip when you drive or whatever. Yeah, when you go to get that couple you saw and you were like, what the fuck do? They cooked your food that night, and you spent a lot of fucking money on it, and they're out there ripping cigs and fucking smoking hash bowls and ripping dabs. I mean, they got the fucking rig. They brought the rig in the car. They got the little sister babysitting. They got the rig. They got the big fucking green propane torch with the fucking red gun on it. They got that thing fired up. They went and got a couple $20 Grandma of the Days at the fucking dispo, and they're gonna fire that shit up and cook your food all night. And they're good people. Some of them, most of them. Hey, come here. What are you doing? But I mean, for the most part, man, most kitchen people are fucking losers, dude. Like, I mean, there's no other fucking way to describe these people. And I was one, and I got the fuck out of there, and I ran the fuck away, and it's the best fucking decision I ever made in my life, dude. The best goddamn decision I ever made in my life. And not only did I run away as a cook and as a chef, I ran away as a patron. I don't want anything to do with your shitty restaurant. I don't want anything to do with it. I know where that food came from. 75, legitimately, like, nice number, 70 to 75% of the food that you're buying at any restaurant, I don't give a fuck how nice you think it is, came out of a fucking bag pre-chopped, dude. Some of the hipstery ones and like, you know that they're organically sourced, but they're fucking expensive, and you got to tip them like a son of a bitch. Or they have the thing where it's like, you don't tip here, you know, we're modern, but then they pay they pay a livable wage, and now you're paying an astronomical amount of money for a fucking meal. You go there and you get braised oxtail, you know, that the chef's grandma used to make, and it's fucking delicious, but it's legitimately $48 fucking dollars, and you're like, dude, like, what? That's the special price for the catch of the day at every major American city's nice restaurants for like a bistro, you know what I mean? And you're sitting here and you're just like, wait, what? It's served to you on a fucking on a half pan. It cooks on what I'm talking about, or even a quarter pan, like a quarter sheet pan with like a piece of fucking parchment cut onto it. And it's good, it's delicious, but it's just like, dude, what? No, you know what I mean? The only guy putting effort there is the chef owner, no one else. Because that's restaurant culture. You hire losers, you employ losers. More tattoos, more issues, like, get on in here. Get the fuck on in here. Oh, you're hooked on how many drugs? Oh, when can you start? It's just the loserdom, dude. And I had to fucking deal with one today, and they always give you this fucking faggoty little fucking chef rage. They're always skinny fucking tweakers. You could tell that they do bad coke, and then they knew it was bad coke, and it was mostly crank, and they just were like, oh, I might as well try crank. And now they're trying crank, but they got it on moderation. And it's just like, dude, this guy, they're just fucking losers, dude. And they always give you this fucking fake chef rage, and it's only to people that can't rebuttal, because they're always fucking skinny fucking, if they're in prison, you call them peckerwoods. They're just peckerwoods. Like I would hear like the Mexican, like really, really cholos in California, they call you peckerwoods, but they're referring to skinny tweaker guys. And that's what these fucking dudes are, man. Most of them fucking are. And they give you this fucking fake little fucking chef rage. They only do it to their wife and children and the cooks who work for them. And then they're vendors, they're servicemen. They don't do it in the bar on the street. Look at their fucking teeth fed to them. They'll get choked out, literally strangled. But anybody who's in a position to not rebuttal, they want to do what daddy did to them. And I fucking can't stand it. Fuck restaurants. Fuck your fucking lame ass fucking restaurant. I'm fucking sick of it. Oh shit, wife's calling me. Gotta pause it. She'll call me back. But yeah, man. Fucking these guys, man, I'm telling you, dude, they're skinny, white, tweakers, and they're the type of people that celebrate when their fucking wife's mother died. The bitch is still fucking warm, and they're over here like fucking homeowner, because they're too much of a fucking piece of shit loser to own anything themselves. They are. They're drunks and derelicts. They owe drug dealers money in many cities. That's why they moved to multiple cities. They're not sick of the cuisine. They fucking burn all their bridges and they have to fucking move on. They're fucking just goddamn fucking traveling bums. They're fucking hobos, dude. They're hobos with the least impressive craft of them all, because when you really think about it, it's like being good at doing laundry, because everybody in the fucking world has to cook at some point. It's the most basic human thing in the goddamn world. You have to be able to get food hot and feed yourself. I'm a very, very good cook, and I know there's levels to the shit, but for the most part, it's like, come on. Every chef listening to this knows they've molded the exact person I'm talking about, a young version, a young tweaker fucking skinny loser, into a great cook. I've done it, seen it done. But if you had left them to their fucking own device, they would have just stayed losers. Really. I keep pausing it and losing momentum. But yeah, maybe I'll post this as a fucking mini one. Have I gone, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 18 minutes? Yeah, I'll post a little fucking 20-minute, 25, 30-minute. Gives a shit. But yeah, man, it's fuck restaurants. I'm sick of it. I hate tip culture. I worked in restaurants for 10 fucking years, dude. I get it. My first job, I was making $6 an hour. I fucking get it, dude. Like, I worked in a movie theater and a restaurant and made that money and got tips at neither. Made $6.50 at both, got tips at fucking neither. Served food at both. Handled food at both. Nobody give a fuck. So I don't know, man. I don't blame waiters. I don't blame bartenders. I don't blame bud tenders. I do blame bud tenders. I fucking hate weed culture too. I fucking love weed, man. I love getting high. I smoke weed. I use it all the time. I self-medicate with it, but it's because I don't booze. My dad boozed. My grandfather boozed. Everybody in my fucking family is a booze bag. I end up dating booze bags. Most of my friends are booze bags. Like, booze is everywhere, and I fucking don't like it. I don't like it. It makes people shitty. And so, yeah, I smoke weed, man. But I hate weed culture. I hate dispensaries. And the biggest thing of all of it is that fucking weak-ass, retarded fucking tip jar you put in front of me. There's 30 tip jars. There's only 3 people checking people out. We're all standing in line. They act like, you know, everybody has to make a fucking friend. Every time you go up to the fucking counter at these goddamn dispensaries, you got to make a fucking friend. Why can't it be like the liquor store? There's no tip jar, and I don't got to meet this guy. Half the time he's got a Bluetooth. You know, that's why I miss the Bay, man. I miss California. It's like, I live in Colorado. I own in Colorado. I love it. I'm going to raise a family here. My wife's from here. My great-grandfather was born here. I moved my family out here. I get it. It's great. I got a piece of the American dream because I moved to Colorado. I appreciate Colorado. But the thing I miss about the Bay is just dispensaries are fucking different. You walk in, they can pay you no mind, man. You tell them what you want, you get the fuck out. There ain't no bullshit. The same thing with the goddamn liquor store. You go into a liquor store, I don't have to make friends with this guy. I don't have to talk about our different types of liquor and different types of head highs and different types of buzzes and different types of, you know, I tried this before and, you know, less, you know, I don't really like the taste of that. And, ooh, my sister said that's good. I don't want to fucking deal with any of that shit because this guy's on the Bluetooth talking to somebody in fucking Qatar or wherever the fuck he's from, Lebanon, who knows? And he's talking like, he's just ringing me up. The only thing he says is, hello, how are you? And then he goes back to talking. And then he goes, 1750. And then you give him 1750. And he goes, thank you. Thank you, come again. Or nothing. Usually nothing. A lot of times nothing. He says nothing. You just fucking get your shit and you leave. So yeah, I don't like dispensaries because of that shit. I don't like those weak ass 45 fucking tip jars with your weak ass memes that you printed off the fucking internet. Like, everybody's just, it's all this hive mind. We all have this, everybody has the same fucking jokes. Like, the other day I went on my Instagram and I unfollowed like 100 fucking pages because I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. I'm inundated with this dumbass shit. Everybody just regurgitates this dumb shit. And I gotta look at your tip jar with the dumb memes that you printed off the fucking internet. And it's so fucking stupid. And then you want a tip. All you did was take my order, turn around, grab it. God forbid you weighed it in front of me. You weigh it out and put it in a jar. But usually what I get, you have to go to the back, go to the fridge, grab 2 of them, walk back up, ring them up. I hand you the money. You hand me 10 ones or a 5 and 5 one or whatever dumb fucking assortment of cash you want to give me because, you know, the Fed doesn't acknowledge your money, but I'm going to keep my cash because I'm not going to tip you. You didn't do anything, bro. You didn't do anything. Same with you at the restaurant. What'd you get me? Extra ranch? And then you avoided me on this water? And you wanted to, and you do 2 for every 10? How about $2.10 on a $50 fucking tab? How about that? That's 2 for every 10 for me. $2.10. That's what you get. And you're lucky you got that. Just because, I mean, go get a fucking real job, man. There's plenty of them. Like, I just don't. Go get a skill. Go get a craft. Like, tip your mailman. Tip your garbage man. Tip a school teacher. Like, what? Tip. Go get, and the thing is, it's not their fault. It's the restaurant owner's fault. Because he's too much of a cheap fuck because prohibition happened 100 years ago. They got rid of all the alcohol fund, all the wages from alcohol, all the money they were making off alcohol was wiped out. So in order to keep their staff and pay their staff, they had to adopt a tip system. Help us pay our staff and keep our staff. Well, guess what? Less than 10 years later, prohibition's lifted, alcohol is back. But restaurateurs, just because they're greedy fucking scumbag losers, are like, well, we're not about to give all this money back. This tip culture is great. And they just keep it. That's why, like, when I go to Europe, it's fucking, dude, I've offended people tipping people in Paris. I've been to Paris multiple times and offended people. The first time I went to Paris, I offended a guy because I tipped on a great meal. I got duck confit and duck frites and a fucking a foie gras casserole and fucking pitcher of beer. And I gave the guy €5 and he came up and was very disrespected. But I had a great meal. It was in Paris. How do I not, like, I was just in a good mood. I only like tipping and I did it because I was in a good mood. And it disrespect, because they're a civilized fucking culture. And out here, we're all pigs. We're all just fed food out of a drive-through. Most of our food comes in plastic or styrofoam or aluminum. It's fucking trash. It's not on china. It's not on porcelain. It's not on ceramic. Half the time you only get real silver. When's the last time you had a real fork in your fucking hand? A metal fork. Yeah. You had to think. You had to think about it. It's just, fuck restaurants, man. I'm going to post a short episode. I had more to say, but my wife's coming home with dinner, and I like her more than probably anybody, definitely more than anybody in the world, but probably more than anything in the world. More than, so I'm going to hang out with her. She's great. I'm a very lucky man. I'm really, really, really incredibly lucky. I have a beautiful life. I know it sounds like I'm pissy, but this is how I blow off steam, and I think I'm funny when I'm blowing off steam. If you don't like it, just turn it the fuck off. And no one's listening anyways. What do I get? Fucking 3 views? It's me, George, and who the fuck knows? But anyways, fuck your fucking gay-ass restaurant. Fuck your dumb chef. See you later. Don't tip at dispensaries. Do not tip when you buy weed. If you have any self-respect, do not tip when you buy weed. Fuck those people. And if you work at a weed dispensary, get a fucking real job. Fuck you.